All right, let's talk about something really important, something that can change your whole life. It's about action, or frankly, the lack thereof. The sweet lie of someday. Deep down, most of us probably think, I'm good enough. Someday I'll succeed without really trying. That's a tempting thought, isn't it? It whispers that a big opportunity will just fall into your lap, or that you're just holding back, and when the time is right, you'll soar. It sounds nice, but here's the tough truth. Reality doesn't work that way. Miracles don't happen to people who just sit around. Successful people around the world say it plain and simple. Even if it's just for 10 minutes, or you move forward by just a tiny bit, you have to start doing something. Otherwise, there's zero chance anything will open up for you. Think about it this way. If you don't act, you don't deserve to expect miracles. You create your own miracles. No one ever stumbled into success by just waiting for it. Stop procrastinating. Now, let me ask you something. Are you procrastinating? Are you putting off what you should be doing right now, making excuses to push it to tomorrow? Procrastination is the ultimate form of self-sabotage. If that thought makes you squirm, you're in a dangerous spot. A lot of people procrastinate. It's a convenient way to avoid what you need to do. But the cost is far greater than you can imagine. What if all the successful people in the world had just kept saying, I'll start tomorrow? They wouldn't be where they are. In fact, you probably wouldn't even know their names. Timing your actions is critical. You'll never feel perfectly ready. That's why the only time that matters for taking action is right now. I'm too busy. I'm not motivated. I'm too tired. You can come up with a million excuses, but as long as you keep making them, nothing will change. People are always busy. There's no such thing as perfect conditions. Thinking you'll try harder when you're more motivated is just a fantasy. Motivation comes with action. You won't find the willpower to act by just lying on the couch. Time waits for no one. Here's another harsh truth. Time is always moving forward. Whether you want it to or not, the clock is ticking on your life. If you keep thinking, I'll get serious later, your future possibilities will keep shrinking. Someone who can't even use today effectively isn't suddenly going to change tomorrow. Don't run from this tough reality. Are you going to keep dreaming about someday success? Or are you going to take action, even if it means facing fear and risking getting hurt? The moment of choice is always now. You're free to choose to run or to move forward, but you, and only you, are responsible for the results. It's easy to make excuses, but if you do, you have no right to talk about success. That's the reality. No successful person has ever reached the top through inaction and just dreaming. They all agree on one thing: they accepted the risk first. Even if people laughed at them, even if they failed and were embarrassed, they tried anyway. That constant trying was the shortest path to success. Escaping your comfort zone. Humans are creatures of habit. We dislike change. It's scary to jump into uncertain situations. We cling to the idea that we can do it, but we just haven't yet. That lukewarm comfort zone feels good for a bit. But that's where the biggest trap lies. If you do nothing, your abilities won't be recognized, and you won't face criticism. But the price for that comfort is a future that will never change. The main message here is simple. Your actions today determine your future. This isn't just some feel-good philosophy. It's a proven fact shown by every successful person in the world. If you don't act, success won't be drawn to you. But if you do take action, your future has a huge chance to change. From now on, we're cutting off those sweet illusions. We're going to talk about how procrastination steals your potential and how determined action can completely transform your life. It's time to wake up, right here, right now. Or will you keep coddling yourself and waiting for someday? The choice is yours. The true meaning of attraction. The world talks a lot about the law of attraction. It says if you imagine something strongly enough, you'll get what you want. And yes, there's some truth to that. But many people misunderstand the word attract. They think it means if you just wish for it in your head, it'll magically happen. That's not how it works. Attraction isn't that soft. The result of attracting something is proof of a desperate commitment. It's something only those who are so determined that they have no escape route can achieve. Successful people prove this. They all had intense desires and a sense of urgency at the same time. If I don't do this, it's over. If I run away now, my life will be ruined. That level of urgency creates attraction. It's not just positive thinking. Fear and anxiety can push you, and the commitment to rise even from despair makes attraction possible. In other words, intense desire becomes fuel only when paired with a fierce resolve. Some call this dark energy. It's not some pure, clean force that runs on sunshine and rainbows. It's about being desperate, having nothing left to lose, and feeling like everything will end if you don't act. That extreme mindset unleashes incredible drive. You've heard it, haven't you? People only get serious when their backs are against the wall. That's exactly it. But far too many people only get serious when they're pushed to the edge. Even worse, many run away before they hit the edge. They fear failure and just wander around in their safe zone. Then they say, attraction? That's just superstition. But if you do that, you'll never experience a real miracle. True attraction is a byproduct of taking a step. It comes after you act, struggle, and still push through. It's like a reward at the end of hard work. Miracles don't just appear. Only after you pile up countless actions do those fateful events line up. That's what people call attraction. Are you all in? How about you? Do you have an intense desire? Is that desire paired with a sense of urgency? I have to do this. There's no turning back. Only when you push yourself to that point does your desire truly start to move you. Wishy-washy self-talk won't cut it. I'm not saying you have to risk your life, but you need to burn the bridges behind you at least. Imagine landing on a deserted island and then burning your boat. There's no going back. You have to move forward. That ultimate choice makes attraction a reality. Successful people often talk about throwing everything away to take on a challenge. If you have too many safety nets, you'll get lazy. And as long as you're lazy, you can't push past your true limits. Intense desire and urgency go hand in hand. One without the other isn't enough. Just talking about your dreams isn't enough, and just being afraid isn't enough. When you feel both at the same time, that's when incredible drive emerges, and that drive multiplies your speed in grabbing opportunities. Only then does attraction truly happen. If you're still thinking that if you just imagine it in your head, you'll someday succeed, then throw that sweet fantasy out right now. It won't help you one bit. If imagination alone could dramatically change your life, no one would struggle. If you want to succeed, first, Burn your bridges. When you're pushed to the limit, that's when you show your true self. If your choice is to quit, then it ends there. But if you keep choosing to move forward, attraction will eventually become real. Attraction isn't magic. It's a reaction you get from the world, in proportion to how much you've proven your seriousness. Successful people were absolute about this. If things weren't working, they didn't pull back. They attacked harder. That opposite way of thinking speeds up attraction. You push past the urge to run away and instead run towards the cliff. That's where unexpected opportunities jump out at you. Break your own limits. Make a commitment. Really ask yourself what you want. If you're just drifting along enjoying temporary pleasures, that's all the life you'll get. Do you have a goal so strong that you'll do whatever it takes, even if it seems impossible? If not, set one right now. And if you decide to do it, burn your bridges. When you feel like there's no escape, that's when your true potential will be unleashed. That's the essence of attracting something. That seemingly reckless drive is what twists fate. The moment you commit and say, "I have to do this," the world subtly starts to change. Information you couldn't see before jumps out at you. People you never would have met appear. Your awareness expands. That's what people call a miracle. But for you, it's just the inevitable result. Attraction is always tied to action. There's no attraction without action. Only when you're truly determined and you act will unbelievably well-timed things happen. You can call it luck or attraction. It's up to you. Either way, it required immense effort. Let me state it again. Attraction is a result that's impossible unless you take the first step yourself. Nothing will come to you if you just wait. There's no such thing as free success. If a miracle happens, it's because you pushed past your limits and acted. Don't escape into sweet fantasies. Burn your bridges and turn your urgency into fuel. Are you standing at the edge of a cliff right now? If you seriously want to carve out your future, you need to push yourself. A gentle nudge isn't enough. You need to push yourself so hard that you practically tumble over the edge. In that desperate struggle, attraction becomes real. That's the proof of your desperate commitment. What winners let go of, what have people who are called winners given up? Most people are afraid of losing something, so they end up gaining nothing. But winners are different. First, they threw away the weakness of being tied to what others thought, and they completely ditched all their excuses. They cut away the fear of what others would think, or if they'd be seen as weird. Why? Because other people's opinions don't give you the energy to build your own future. In fact, if you care too much about what others think, you lose sight of your own will. As soon as you prioritize what society expects, it's no longer your own life. Winners know this. That's why they developed the mindset to keep moving, even if no one understood them. Do you prioritize that vision that only you can see? That's the dividing line between winners and losers. Ditching excuses. How about you? Is there something you really want to do, but you're holding back because you care too much about what others will think? If so, your vision is already being crushed. If you have passion, step over other people's opinions and move forward. As long as you care, you'll never truly go all in. There's another big burden winners throw away. Their excuses. I'm too busy and so I can't right now. I don't have the talent, so it's no use. As long as those thoughts rattle around in your head, you won't take a single step forward. Winners say, if you have time for excuses, you have time to act. Even if you fail, the fact that you tried is a step forward. But someone who just makes excuses and avoids trying won't grow at all. Successful people often say, "Everything is my responsibility." That means not blaming others, but it also means realizing that you create your own excuses. How about you? Are you blaming your age or circumstances for your limits? "I'm too old for new things. I have a family, so I can't take big risks." You can make endless excuses, but all you'll get from holding on to them is stagnation disguised as security. Stagnation eventually leads to decline. If you seriously want to change your future, throw your excuses in the trash first. The power of being misunderstood. It's true. Humans are vulnerable to loneliness. It's unsettling when people laugh at you or don't understand, but developing the mental strength to overcome that is a catalyst for success. Winners have turned that loneliness into fuel. Even when others looked down on them or laughed, they used it as motivation. They had the grit to keep pushing until they were recognized. Let me provoke you. No one who stuck to the norm ever made history. No one who played it safe to avoid criticism ever achieved massive success. Winners forged new paths by stepping over convention and criticism. People who don't get this just watch winners from a distance. It's not bad to listen to others' opinions, but if you end up compromising your own vision, then that's as far as you'll go. What do you do if the world doesn't understand your actions? If you give up there, you'll just return to being an ordinary person. Ultimately, how much you prioritize your own vision determines everything. The courage to let go. Ordinary people say, "You don't have to be so stubborn." But if you can't be that stubborn, you'll only get ordinary results. It's scary to face what others think, and it's easier to make excuses. I'm not denying that. But the moment you choose that ease, the door to success moves further away. If you have a vision you're truly passionate about, you have to let go of what needs to be released. If you don't have the courage to let go, you don't have the right to desire success. Winners understood this. So first, they let go of the weakness of clinging to others' opinions. Second, they completely threw away their excuses. It's okay to be embarrassed. It's okay to be laughed at. It's okay to fail and hit rock bottom. By accepting these possibilities, they were finally able to take essential action. When you're that determined, people around you will naturally shut up. After you get results, that's when more people will finally understand. Don't get that order wrong. It's not, "I'll work hard if they understand me." It's, "I'll work hard even if they don't understand me." That's the winner's mindset. Nothing will happen unless you move first. And the harsher the criticism from others, the greater the chance of success. Why? Because most people turn back at that wall. So only those who break through it can monopolize vast opportunities. If you're in uncharted territory where no one has gone before, it's even more so. Will you stop because no one else is doing it and you expect opposition? Or will you jump in because it's an opportunity precisely because no one else is doing it? That decision is entirely up to your commitment. I want to repeat this. The two things winners threw away first were, 1, the weakness of being tied to what others thought, and 2, their excuses. As long as you hold on to these, your actions will be slow. People want to be recognized by others, and they want to avoid responsibility for failure. But as long as you're swayed by these, true success remains distant. Successful people prioritize their vision over conventional wisdom and criticism. Carve that into your mind. If you want an ordinary life, then live by what everyone else does and make excuses. But if you want extraordinary results, then make a commitment and let go of what needs to be released. What are you unwilling to compromise on? When you dig deep into that question, you'll finally gain an inner core that isn't swayed by others. It's scary to let go, but you can't move forward if you're holding on to everything. Ultimately, you decide your actions, to let go or not to let go. If you truly desire success, follow the path chosen by the world's winners. But just pretending to let go isn't enough. You have to make a decision from the bottom of your heart and leave no room for excuses. That commitment is the first step toward true success. Now or never, are you falling for the temptation of procrastination, thinking, tomorrow is fine, or I'll get serious next month? Successful people universally reject such soft thinking. They insist that they valued the present moment to the extreme, not tomorrow or next month. Why such an emphasis on now? It's simple. Only the accumulation of your present moments can change your life. You never see people who say they'll work hard later actually doing it. Procrastination is a spell that locks away your potential. As long as you keep chanting that spell, your future won't truly change. Let me state it clearly. I'll do it tomorrow is a form of self-deception. It's a convenient escape to avoid what you should be doing now. But the goals and dreams you have won't be achieved by putting them off until tomorrow. Successful people consistently emphasize one message: do it now. Don't underestimate the power of the present moment. Tomorrow and next month fundamentally won't change. So if you truly want to change, throw away the idea of procrastination. How do successful people immerse themselves in the present? They meticulously clear one task after another. They don't scoff at small tasks. They set big goals, but also pay close attention to what needs to be done immediately. They simply immerse themselves in the present task. That steady accumulation eventually leads to explosive results. How about you? Do you give up thinking this small thing won't make a difference? If you truly want great success, you need to commit fully to even the smallest steps. Everything is connected. It's wishful thinking to expect big results if you've been sloppy with the foundation. You might have heard the basics are important a million times, but don't overlook the fact that only those who seriously apply it have changed their future. The cost of delay. Here's a challenge. What do you need to do today? It might seem minor, but if you don't take that small step, nothing will change tomorrow or next week. People often want to leap forward in one go, but successful people show the importance of daily accumulation. There's no such thing as an overnight jump. You can only get your future by steadily clearing the challenges in front of you. You need to feel the real cost of procrastination and laziness. Procrastination doesn't just waste time. It also erodes your focus, motivation, and even your self-esteem. The accumulation of disappointment from "I couldn't do it today" gradually shrinks you. As a result, you become convinced that you're not capable. And that's how your life is eaten away. And suddenly, it's too late. Laziness is also a terrible enemy. I'm tired, so I'll stop today. I don't have any good ideas, so I'll think about it tomorrow. Pampering yourself like this actually leads to huge losses. Successful people say, even when I'm tired, I keep my hands moving. Even if no ideas come, I just start writing. Action and results are linked. If you don't do anything, your brain and heart won't start moving. Ultimately, only the present moment can create your future. Let me provoke you again. Someone who can't live seriously in the present cannot fix their future. If procrastination is a habit, smash it right now. If laziness is poisoning you, spit out that venom. They are robbing you of your potential more than you can imagine. Embracing the now. Winners understood that laziness and procrastination are poison. So they completely eliminated them and chose to immerse themselves in the present. What happens when you immerse yourself in the present? You raise your focus to the extreme and come up with unexpected ideas. Small successes build confidence, and that chain reaction attracts big results, and people around you start to move. This person is serious. People who notice that will lend a hand. That's the state that attracts your future. It's not just luck or coincidence. It's a benefit only those who stack up present moments can enjoy. You need to truly feel this fact again. Procrastination will never make you serious. People mistakenly think they have unlimited time. But the reality is different. Life is finite. How you use your next 24 hours will change your future. If you realize this, but still don't act, you'll never change. Successful people all speak the same principle. If you keep clearing the tasks in front of you, the results will explode. They had big dreams, but they broke those dreams down into daily action, and they poured all their energy into each step right in front of them. That repetition eventually leads to a success that sweeps everything away. This is the truth. Don't wait for perfect timing. If you're looking for instant results and getting frustrated, be careful. Giving up because it won't happen right away is a mediocre approach. Successful people never neglect the steady, seemingly mundane actions that seem like a roundabout way. If you can't focus on what needs to be done now, tomorrow and the day after will be the same loop. The timing is bad. There must be an easier way. While you're making excuses like that, life will pass you by in an instant. I ask again, how much is the future you want to attract worth to you? If you truly want it, start acting right now. If there's something you need to do, get started immediately. Laziness and procrastination are the biggest enemies of your future. Successful people have warned about this repeatedly. Tomorrow won't come for those who don't act today. Action isn't some special thing. It's the accumulation of daily efforts. If you neglect that, your future will shrink. Conversely, those who make the most of the present moment will open up an unbelievably rich future. Whether you call it a miracle or the fruit of effort is up to you. But the reality is just one thing. It's the result of valuing the present. The point here is the principle of immersing yourself in the present to attract your future. Successful people don't just talk about future dreams, nor do they optimistically wait for attraction. They consistently face today's tasks with all their might. As they do that, how others see them changes. The doors of destiny open. Because they've experienced this many times, they believe in the power of the present. Take a look at this moment yourself. Are you being swept away by laziness? Are you justifying procrastination? If you recognize this, then commit to cutting it off. The future is made up of a continuous string of nows. If you neglect even one of them, then a big result you desire is nothing but a dream. You only have now. If you want to change tomorrow, live today seriously. While keeping your big goal in sight, also firm up your footing and keep clearing the tasks in front of you. Eventually, an explosive change will happen. That's the fundamental principle successful people talk about again and again. Only those who discard procrastination and laziness and immerse themselves in the present moment have the right to open that door. The power of the unreasonable. What if the job in front of you right now promised 100x return? What if you were guaranteed not to fail and you knew for sure you'd get massive results if you just did it? Would you jump in with all your might, or would you laugh it off as too good to be true? Your answer to this question reveals your limits. Why? Because most ordinary people immediately dismiss unreasonable ideas. It's not realistic. It's too unbelievable. This often leads them to abandon the challenge. As a result, they only act within their comfort zone and only get rewards that are within the bounds of what's considered normal. But successful people are different. They don't close their minds to plans or ideas that seem as outlandish at first. In fact, they believe that's where the biggest returns are hidden. And because they focus on the possibilities, they achieve results that people can't even imagine. It's not coincidence. It's because their mindset is open enough to consider unreasonable ideas that they find the entry point to success. Let's try another unreasonable thought experiment. Imagine there was magic that could boost your abilities 100 times. What would you do? Seriously imagine it. It doesn't matter if that magic is real or not. Just by seriously thinking about this question, you'll see how much you usually limit yourself. Many people set limits from the start, saying, "I can't," or "I don't have enough time." They arbitrarily draw a line in their heads, thinking, "This is probably as far as I can go." Breaking barriers, but successful people have shattered those lines. They try first. It's not about can I do it, but how can I make it possible? That's the origin of unreasonable thinking. Sticking to what's normal feels safe. There's less risk of being laughed at. But that's where it ends. The results you get within the realm of normal are just what everyone expects. Only those who challenge the unreasonable achieve extraordinary success. Great figures and billionaires prove this. How about you? Are you unknowingly shrinking yourself, convinced that this is my limit? Is that truly your limit? Or is it a limit you've accepted because you care about societal norms or what others think? If you're saying it's realistic, then that's precisely the mindset of an ordinary person. Breaking your own self-imposed limits first. That boldness is what accelerates attraction. Imagine yourself setting an unimaginable goal and tackling it with unreasonable determination. People around you might initially mock you. That's impossible, you should stop. But as you move forward step by step, those voices will gradually quiet down. By the time your footsteps towards success become audible, the people who mocked you will fall silent. In fact, they might even try to jump on board. But by then, it'll be too late. Only those who started the unreasonable challenge are already far ahead. This flow is the path taken by those who go beyond the norm. At first, it's lonely, and others don't understand. But once you break through, the world will adjust to you. That's the moment when the unreasonable becomes the new normal. Don't let fear hold you back. Let me provoke you again. Is what you're convinced is absolutely impossible, truly impossible? Or are you just being a coward? If a 100x return were truly guaranteed, would you go all in starting tomorrow? If so, why aren't you doing it now? If your answer is because there's no guarantee, then that's the thinking of an ordinary person playing it safe. Successful people take risk even without guarantees. In fact, they know that the greatest returns are found where there are no guarantees. Avoiding the unreasonable simply due to fear. It's natural to fear risk and seek stability, but as long as you keep choosing that, your life will end up being less than ordinary. Instead of fearing risk, have a perspective that turns risk into opportunity. If this succeeds, it could change the world's norms. That kind of thinking attracts big results. Successful people all agree. First, remove your own mental blockers. It's not about, can I do it, but how can I make it possible? By doing that, your brain and body start to move in completely different ways. Beyond the unreasonable lies success that defies the normal. Possibilities you never saw before suddenly expand. Everyone starts as ordinary, but only those who aren't afraid of the unreasonable and take on challenges break free from being ordinary. It's not some instant magic. It requires a commitment to keep going. Even a plan that seems crazy at first will take shape if you stick with it and flesh it out. If you want to graduate from being ordinary, question what's normal and smash your own self-imposed limits. That courage accelerates attraction. If you're convinced you can only go so far, then shatter that boundary. A new landscape awaits you beyond it. Even if you fail, being a non-ordinary person is worth infinitely more than doing nothing. Only those who practice the unreasonable gain the momentum to move the world. The point here is the thought experiment of breaking through the limits of what's normal. If the job in front of you had a 100x return, would you go all in? If your abilities were multiplied by 100, what would you do? By seriously considering such questions, your thinking will break free. Beyond that, awaits results that normal thinking can't reach. The choice is yours. We've talked a lot about how procrastination is a poison that keeps success away. While you're lost in sweet fantasies, time is relentlessly passing. If you keep saying, I'll do it tomorrow, or I'll get serious next week, you won't get results. Successful people state clearly, true success doesn't come to those who wait for the perfect timing. Why? Because timing is an external factor. If you truly want to change your future, you have to make a decision right now. I'm not ready yet. I'll wait until things are more settled. While you're saying that, life will pass you by in an instant. The more you postpone action, the further success moves away. This is a cold, hard fact. Humans are fundamentally afraid of change. That's why they make excuses like, it's not the right time yet. But the more you make those excuses, the more your potential shrinks. When you finally think about taking on a challenge, your body and mind will be too stiff. As a result, nothing ever begins. Let me be clear. Don't wait for the moment of decision. Make this moment the moment of decision. That's the successful mindset. They don't believe in perfect timing. Whether conditions are bad or they have no allies, they just move, and by moving, they create momentum. Timing follows action. Something you might call the seed of success is probably dormant inside you. It might be talent, an idea, or a strong desire to live a certain kind of life. But it won't sprout if you just leave it alone. You need to give it sunlight, water, and rich soil, meaning you need to take action. If you don't take a step right now, that seed will remain dormant forever. Isn't it too early? If you think that, Do you think tomorrow will be earlier? In fact, now is the best time. No matter what others say, the seed inside you will only sprout now. If you miss the moment, it will smolder forever. It's time to act. I'm calling on you powerfully. Stand up. Act. Knock on the door of the potential that sleeps within you. Successful people all agree. You attract opportunities yourself. And that attraction always begins now. Throw away your excuses. Conditions are never perfect. There will always be uncertainties. But only those who act anyway will seize the future. If you hesitate because you're not ready, nothing will begin. Many highly successful people started with absolutely no preparation, and they got ready as they went. You can do it too. In fact, if you don't, you'll be stuck forever. People often say, if I get serious, I'm amazing, but that's just a fantasy. The only time to get serious is now. I'll get serious someday means you'll never get serious. Graduate from procrastination. Only those who take a bold step right now will open the door to success. A rosy path doesn't necessarily wait for you beyond that open door. In fact, it's often a difficult one. But only those who walk that path truly experience self-growth and the reality of attraction. They didn't wait for the moment of decision. That's what successful people have in common. Even when others laughed at them, even when circumstances were terrible, they just moved. That action created ripples and attracted opportunities at unexpected times. What you call luck also comes from action. If you just wait, luck won't come your way. The seed of success is within you. It will only awaken when it receives the shock of action. You might fail, you might be embarrassed, but do you move forward anyway? Or do you stop there? The choice is always in front of you right now. If you're still hesitating after hearing all this, think again. Do you truly want success, or will you hide behind the word someday and procrastinate forever? Don't run from the hard path. There might be easy stability if you run, but not true fulfillment or pride. You can only knock on the door of potential now. The more you put it off, the more firmly that door will close. A door that might open today might be rusted shut tomorrow. Every single day is crucial. Break the habit of procrastination. Successful people weren't swayed by timing. That's the essence of their decisions. Finally, confirm this. Will you continue to put off your dreams and desires and eventually lose them? Or will you take a step right now and force open the door of possibility? You decide. If you don't stand up now, you'll never change. If you want to change your life, this is the moment.